Hello, welcome to another day of your life. You get to be alive today. How amazing is that? You get to have an experience of what it's like to be alive in a body today. And the body is what allows us to have that experience. So, yay, you're reconnecting. You are getting back in touch with all of those senses that we didn't even realize we had. And we're getting back in touch with our authentic self. So, woohoo! Thanks for being here. And just how fun is it that you can see me with your eyes, that you can be sitting on the couch or wherever you're sitting, that you get to have this experience of being alive. How freaking exciting, right? Okay, so today is, first of all, do this guy, right? Do your journal work, pause, and then come back. And we're going to be talking about space or proximity sense. So this is probably another one of those senses that you didn't really think of as a sense. We're so used to thinking of the five senses, and really we have so many, right? And the sense of space and proximity is one of those. So proximity just means how close something is or how far away. So this is something that we rely on every day, all day long, so that we're not bumping into people and things and hurting ourselves. And are we even aware of it? Not usually, right? Unless something goes a little bit awry and we stub our toe on the bed frame in the middle of the night, for instance. But we really are counting on it all day long, every day, that sense of space. So it's in terms of, I can tell how far this plant is away from me, right? I can tell how far to reach my hand out to grab my juice, those kinds of things. Also, we tend to have a sense of space as far as the space around our bodies and what we want in that space or not. So being kind of the landlords of the space, we can let in what we want to let in and move away from what we don't want to let in. So that's another sense of space. And the actual distance around our body is somewhat culturally impacted. Different cultures stand closer to each other than others, for example. But we all have that sense of our personal space. We usually call it personal space with kids. With my daughter, I'll say, okay, give them a little bit more personal space. She hasn't learned that yet, but she certainly has a sense of it when she's really upset and she'll say, I need space. And she really does say that. And she'll go to her room, give herself the space to be able to kind of reconnect with her body and have space, physical space, emotional space to do that. So they're all different kinds of space and proximity. And for the activity today, I would encourage you to go to a wild area you're attracted to going to, ask permission to join that little microcosm and be in that with whatever is happening already there. And just notice proximity and notice the space. Notice maybe the spacing of the trees from one another. And trees are in whole community with each other if they are naturally allowed to grow. And they will inhibit growth, for instance, of competitor species and actually feed their own species more readily so that their own kind will be able to grow. Some trees will actually die so that their children can reach more light. And if you're interested in more of that, I will link below. Oh my goodness, Peter's book about trees. Excuse me. I love learning about trees, and there's so much there, and there's so much metaphor for our own lives there as well. And trees can be our teachers. So maybe notice the spacing between trees and plants. Maybe notice the proximity to some ants on the ground where you're sitting, and do they notice you in their space, and do they do they crawl right on you, or do they leave you a little space? Same with the animals. Are there birds around? Do they notice your proximity? Do they keep their space? And notice anything you want to journal about in terms of metaphorically for your life, or any kind of realizations you have as well. So I'd love to hear about what your experience is with this. And I already mentioned this before, but we also have that sense, even with our eyes closed, of proximity of objects. So if you hadn't done before, or if you want to do again that little exercise where I invited you to close your eyes, maybe be with someone else if you're afraid of getting injured, but definitely walk very slowly. But close your eyes and just very slowly proceed forward until you feel that something is in close proximity and maybe you're going to run into it. And then see if you know which way to navigate around it without opening your eyes. And you might be surprised you're able to feel the proximity. It's not just all about vision. So if you want to add that into the activity today, please go ahead and do that. And I hope you have such a connected day today. Don't forget to journal at the end, and I'll see you tomorrow.